Welcome back everyone, my name is Abdullah Gori from Alpha Technology, and in this video we will continue our web designing course series. In this video we will talk about all the HTML tags that are specifically related to text elements. In this video we will try to cover all the text which are used for text. So first of all, we need to create a HTML file. We just need to click on this new file and then we need to save our file. So I have created my folder on the desktop. So this is the folder web designing course. So I will open up this folder and I will save the file name is text tags.html. So it is necessary to put .html after your file name. So I will click on save and our HTML file is saved there. Now we will use Visual Studio Code and it will help us to write HTML code. So if you press exclamation marks, you can see that it will provide you a drop down list. In this list you just need to press enter and it will give you the basic structure of the HTML. Now let me describe what it means. So the doc type HTML means this document is HTML document. After that it is saying HTML lang English. It means this HTML file is written in English language. After that, character set is UTF-8. So we will talk about them later. So we will talk about all the meta tags in the upcoming videos. Now our website title is document. Here we will name the title as text tags. After that, what we can do, we can save this file by pressing Ctrl S. If you are on Mac, you will press Command S, and then we need to go in our folder. And here you can see text tags.html file. Just double click on this and your file will be opened. Now you can see that it is just showing us the title that we have written, text tags. Now let's talk about the HTML tags which are specifically related to the text elements. Now the first tag that we have is h1 tag. So we have heading tags in HTML. So we have 6 heading tags in HTML. Now let's talk about the h1 tag first. So if you type h1 and then close the first tag, Visual Studio Code will automatically add an end tag with that. So let me zoom it a little bit so you can see clearly. Now I will write heading 1 inside the tag. It means on the website or web page you can see this tag. This is your tag and this is your content in the tag. Now let me press Ctrl S. For the Mac you need to press Command S. Then we will go back on the browser and here you need to press F5 or you can click on this refresh button. You can see heading 1 is written on the first line. Now this is heading 1. Now let's talk about the other heading tags. Now let me copy this for 6 times. After that, what I will do, I will just change the name of the tags. We have 6 heading tags: h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. We need to close them with the same order. Now what I will do, I will save this file. I will go back in the browser and I will click on this refresh button. You can see that all the headings are printed there. So the main point that you need to note is that h1 is the biggest heading in HTML. After that we have h2, then h3, and after h1, h2 will be smaller than it and h3 will be smaller than h2 and so on and so forth. So these are the heading tags. After that we have another tag which is known as paragraph tag. So here we will type P, stands for paragraph tag. So let's write a random text there. So Visual Studio Code will provide us a random text. So we need to write lorem, and after that you need to write the number, how many words you want. So for now I will say 100 words and I will press enter. It will give me 100 random words. So I will go back in the browser. I will press F5. You can see we got 100 random words. But the main thing that this text is written in P tag. So whenever you write a paragraph, usually we write the paragraph in the P tag. Now let's talk about the attributes of these tags. So h1 tag or heading tags has an attribute called align. So you can say align is equal to center If I go back and if I press F5, you can see the heading 1 is centered now. You can set any alignment. You can say align is equal to right. If you go back and you can see it is on the right side. So for the left alignment, we don't need to say it because by default every text is aligned left. Okay, so let's talk about the attributes of paragraph tag. Paragraph tag has the same attribute like align, so we can apply the align attribute on the paragraph as well. So if I say align center, if I go back on the browser, if I press F5 there, you can see the text is aligned center. Now I can say align right, so this text will be on the right side. You can say align left. Okay, now the text will be start from the left side and it will go towards the right side. Now we have another alignment. By default we get this left alignment. So you can see that in the left alignment this will be equal to the left hand side. But here you can see these spaces looks ugly. So to remove these spaces, we have another alignment which is justify. If you say alignment justify, your text will be justify for both sides. So this is the alignment for the p tag. Now let's go down. In here, let's talk about the other tags. Another thing that you need to know, if I write this is a text without the tag, now if I refresh this, you can see it is on this next line. But if I write another text on the next line, this is another text without the tag, then this tag will be on the same line. So if I refresh this, you can see this tag is also on the same line with this tag. Now why actually this happened? Because these heading tags and the paragraph tags by default ends the line. So whenever you add another paragraph tag, it will be on the next line. But if you just enter simple text without the tag, it will not end the line. So you need to do it by yourself. So you can use BR tag. Again, the BR tag is a self-closing tag, so you don't need to close it. Now if I go back, if I press F5, you can see this is now shifted on the next line. You can paste as much BR tag as you want. So if I save this file, if I go back, if I press F5, you can see if you enter one break tag, it will skip one line. If you enter two break tag, then it will skip two lines and so on and so forth. So I will remove these break tags. I will just add one break tag. After that, I want to clear this thing, and after that we will talk about the other tags. Now let's talk about the other text which is used to style the text. Now we have a tag called bold. Now we can bold any text. Let's say I will say Alpha Technology started a new course which is web designing course for beginners. Okay, now actually if I go back and if I save and if I refresh the page, you will see this text right there. Now what I want that this Alpha Technology should be bold. Okay, so what I will do, I will go here, I will cut this text and I will add a B tag there. In the B tag, I will paste Alpha Technology. B tag stands for bold. So if I go back and if I press F5, you can see Alpha Technology is a bit bold compared to other text. So this is the bold tag. After that, let's say you want an underlined text. So for that, you need to use a tag called U tag. U tag stands for underline. So whatever you write inside the tag style will apply on that text. If I go back and if I press F5, you can see web designing course for beginners is underlined. Okay, let's move on. Let's add a break tag there. Or you can use P tag for the explanation I am using break tag right there. Now what I will do, I will add another thing. So I will say Abdullah Anwar is the founder of Alpha Technology. Okay, so now what I want that this text should be bold. So I will type the Abdullah Anwar in B tag, and then I also want this should be italic. So here I will put I, and I will close the I tag right here. Now if I go back, you can see Abdullah Anwar is bold text, but it's also an italic text. So you can use a tag inside another tag. The main thing is that you need to take care about the order. So if you are putting a B tag there, and inside the B tag you are putting I tag, so you need to close first your I tag and then the B tag. So this tag now will known as nested tag. Now let's go down, let's put a break tag right there. Now let's talk about the other tags. Now here I will say this course is 200, so I will say $200, and here I will say $00. Now actually I want that the text should look like this course is, and on the $200 there will be a strike through, a line on the $200. It means we are offering this course in $0. Okay, instead of $200 we are offering this course in $0. So what I will do, so let me show you how it look like. So this will look like this. So what I will do, I will go there and I will add a del tag there. Okay, and I will put this $200 in the del tag. Now if I save this and if I go back on the browser, if I refresh it, you can see $200 has a line on the text. Okay, now what you can do, there is another tag which will do the same thing. Instead of del tag you can add strike tag there. So you will say strike, and here you need to close the strike tag. If I go back, you can see both are working in the same manners. Now what is the difference between them? The strike tag is bit newer version and the del tag is bit older version. So you can use a strike tag. I highly prefer to use a strike tag. Now let's go down, and here what I will do, I will add some more tags that are related to text. Now let's say we want to write the formula for the water. So I will say formula of the water is, and here I need to say H2O. This is the water formula. So if I save this, if I go back, if I press F5, you can see formula of the water is H2O, but the 2 should be in the base, so it's not look like a formula. So what I will do, so we can put this in another tag which is known as sub tag. So you can put the 2 in sub tag. It means whatever text you will put in the sub tag will be in the base. So if I refresh this, you can see 2 become in the base. Okay, so sub tag means subscript. After that, if you don't want to write the tag by yourself, you can just type the name of the tag and hit enter. Visual Studio Code will auto complete the tag for you. But as a beginner, I highly recommend you to write the code because it helps you to remember the code for a long time. Now after that, what I want to show you, I want to show you a superscript tag. Now let's say we want to say 5 square is equal to 25. Now if I save this and if I go on the browser, you can say it is look like 52 is equal to 25, but we want that it should say 5 square. So for that we will put a super tag and we will put 2 in the super tag. If I go back and refresh this page, you can say 5 square is equal to 25. So this is superscript tag. Now I want to clear all these tags and I want to show you another tag which is used for the text. But this tag is an older tag, but it's a part of HTML, so that's why I am teaching you this tag as well. Now we have a tag which is known as font tag. In the font tag you can type your text. So let's add a random text there. So I will say lorem 100. So if I go back on the browser, if I refresh the page, you will say this is a random text which is inside your font tag. Now what font tag give us? Font tag has some attributes. So it has an attribute called size. You can put a size from 1. So if I refresh it, this is the one size, and the size is from 1 to 7. The largest size will be 7. If I refresh this, you can see the text become bigger. After that, I will make the size as 5. After that, we have another attribute which is color. You can change the color of the text. So you can change the color, like you can say blue. And if I go back and refresh the page, the font color become blue, and the text size is also become bit smaller because I have changed the size from 7 to 5. Okay. After that, the font tag has another attribute which is known as face. In the face attribute, you can type the name of any font family or font face and your text will be changed. Now here let's write Arial. Arial is a name of font style or font family. If I go back and if I refresh this, you can see the text is changed a bit. After that, we have another font family which is Calibri. So if you write Calibri and if you go back on the browser, if you refresh it, you can see it is changed again. So we have different type of font families. You can Google them and you can write any font family that you want in your HTML file. Okay. Another thing is that if you want to make this text center, you can't say a line is equal to center. Why? If you go back, if I refresh it, you can see it's nothing happening there. So another thing that you can do, you can put a p tag there. So you can say p tag, and here you can say a line is equal to, in the double quotes you will put center, and you will close your p tag before closing your font tag. So we will close the p tag right here. If I go back on the browser, if I refresh it, you can see the text become in the center. Now we have another alternative way. The other way is that you can remove the p tag, and there is another tag which is known as the center tag. You can put center tag here, and you can put anything inside the center tag. Now the difference between making the text using p tag center or using the center tag is that if you use center tag, whatever you type or whatever content will be inside the center tag will be aligned center. It may be an image, a video, or anything. It will be centered. But in the p tag, you can only center the text. Now if I save this, if I go back and refresh it, you can see that it's center, and it's go a bit at the top because p tag is a paragraph tag and it has a bit padding there, but center tag is not a paragraph tag. It's don't have any padding there. So these are some tags which are related to the text and text styling in the HTML. In the upcoming videos, we will explore more tags of HTML. For now, that's all from this video. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any question or suggestion, you can comment down below. Do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so you get notification whenever we upload any new video to our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.